Okay, plain old Chuck here. Oop. Okay, plain old Chuck here. Thanks to my friend James over at Harshman Hills, making some merch now. Pretty impressive. Sent me a shirt. I ordered me a new cup. So if you guys need any merch with, I mean, he'll put anything. He'll put your logos on it, put his logos on it. He'll put your grandmother's favorite saying on it. Doesn't matter. Just tell him what you want on it. It does t-shirts, cups, and tumblers, and Lord only knows what he'll get into next. But anyway, that's not why we're here. Well, it's one of the reasons we're here. Been watching these guys do these coffee challenges, and especially Ron T. Going out in all that wind and hugging his stove to keep it going. That's not going to happen here. So I might go as far as the washroom, you know, and do a load of clothes while I'm here, but maybe make a video. That's about as cold as I'm going to get today. Anyway, I got something I've been working on, playing with. It's not my idea. I've seen it. They make them, sell them on the internet, but they're like $40-some. For these things are called pill bottle stoves. They're mostly for backpackers and stuff like that, which, don't worry, you're not going to see me out backpacking, hiking the trails. But I decided to try to make a little larger size. These are just aluminum cans I got off Amazon a long time ago for another project, but they're about the size of a fancy feast can or whatever. But anyway, you buy these Paralite bricks, fire bricks. They're a lot lighter than the clay ones that you buy for your fireplaces and stuff, and they cut real easily and stuff, and they absorb liquid. So I fitted one down in here, cut it with a hole saw, just super easy. And we're going to light it up and try to find out what the burn time is on it. What I did was I filled the can up with denatured alcohol, let it soak for about 5 minutes or so, and then I dumped out the alcohol that was left, just to try to get a baseline of what kind of a burn time you would have, because to me that's the problem with these little stoves, even with the Esbits and stuff, is you don't get enough burn time unless you're just constantly adding pellets and stuff. So I'm just curious, and if it works out, it would be an idea for somebody that throws into a coffee kit or something that might want just a small kit to take out and make a coffee someplace. But anyhow, that's what we're going to get into. So let me get set up here, and I'll get my phone and my timer, and we'll get that lit up. And while we're doing it, you might as well make a coffee. I mean, you know, if you're going to have fire, you might as well have coffee. So let me get set up, and I'll get back to you. First thing I discovered is you can't see me and the coffee at the same time, which is quite a trade-off, really. You get to see the coffee anyway. So I chose the coffee. So, let me get my phone. my stopwatch, and we will light this little stove up. But before we do that, hold on one second. No comment, I forgot water. Let's do a Stanley cup worth of water in a Stanley pot, not fitting. Okay, now we'll light it up and see what happens. First thing I can see is a stability issue. Might be okay if you were on the ground where you could make a little divot and sit it in the ground a bit. But seems to be burning okay. Let's get set up for a coffee. Today's blend will be Jamaica Me Crazy. May not be exactly necessary in my case, but it'll help. You may notice in the background, since Ron says we have to follow Robert's rules of order when we do a coffee challenge, you have to have a lantern in the background. So I dug out my 242 with the amber globe, and we'll leave it burn while we do this with my nice little homemade scoop I've had for quite a few years. I can't believe I haven't lost it or broke it yet. Not sure I remember how this coffee tastes, but I can tell you one thing, it sure smells terrific. 3 minutes and it has some real light bubbles on the bottom. Doesn't seem to be an inordinate amount of heat coming off of it though. I'm thinking this is going to need some tweaking. We're up over 5 minutes, over 5.5 minutes, and it's getting a little hot. I can't imagine in any kind of wind or cold weather outside though it would amount to much. The amount of alcohol that I put in it that it absorbed in the brick. Here's another one of the bricks that I made. It almost feels like an OSB board, but it's not wood, of course. I'll show you one of the bricks. This is how they come. As you can see, I just took a normal wood hole saw and made the disc size to fit that cup. But they're basically a fire brick made for a pizza oven or something. They're a lot lighter than the clay ones and probably less susceptible to cracking and breaking, I would think. But anyhow, I think they're called Perlite bricks. It's still burning pretty good. But we're over 8.5 minutes. I would think anything over, my clothes are done. I would think anything over 12 minutes would be an acceptable burn time for like a cup of coffee or something. No boil yet though. I may play with some ways to enhance the flame a bit. Possibly some a couple bigger holes like I put in this one. I put these in to aid in absorption of the fuel, but maybe with a little bigger holes, that would, of course, it would cut down. The bigger holes would also cut down the amount of alcohol. But I don't know. I'll play with a couple ideas. I know one thing, before too long I'm going to have to switch stoves and make a coffee. Well, we got bubbles and steam, so that's going to be close enough for me right now. Like I say, I was more interested in the burn time of the stove. Of course, burn time doesn't mean much if you can't get enough heat out of it. So, we'll have to play with a couple other things here. But I'll keep you updated if I find anything that actually works. Like I say, I'm not a fan of these little backpack stoves. For one thing, is they're really susceptible to short burn times and stuff, so I don't know. So I'm going to have a almost hot coffee and think about this project for a while. I don't know if you can see that or not, but we're over 13 minutes and we still have a good flame, a good burn. It sure feels hot. I don't know. I'm thinking the answer for this may be, instead of that pot rest being so low on the stove the way it is, of taking them discs and setting them in like an Esbit stove, where your cup is up away from it. Because if you look, you get a nice, when you take that off, you get a nice high flame. Well, maybe not so much now. It's starting to go down a little bit, but you get an abundance of flame when it's down there. So maybe I'll try that next project. See how it's burning much better without the pot on it. So I may go with the idea with like James's Fancy Feast can with the holes around the top, something to let it get more air for the flame. Or, like I say, use it. I'll make some blocks to fit in like a tuna can or something and set in the Esbit stove. Because it sure seems like it puts out a lot more heat like that. On the bright side, it's still burning really good at 17 minutes, so that's a pretty good extended burn time. Now, who knows it would burn that long with a good flame if we raise it to get a good flame, but I'll find out. I'll let you know. I'll keep you posted. I'll keep you in the loop. Probably won't, but I say I will. So that's our experiment for today. We'll take a sip of coffee. It's really good, but it's really not hot. Be perfect for Robert. No ice needed. But yeah, it'll do for now. I'll get out another stove and make a real pot. So we'll talk to you all later. You all be careful. Be kind to one another. And we'll see you on the next update.